I think the main lesson of Into the Woods is about wishing versus actually choosing your own like path. Because a lot of the characters wish for things and they get their wishes, but they're not actually happy, and they just kind of wish away their problems, which isn't how it works in the real world.
Yeah. The concept that we started with was that um, this is a modern family trying to tell the story to soothe a child. And so they're mixing the modern kind of sterile world that they live in with this fantasy world that they're trying to create for this child as they tell this story. So our set is supposed to, and our entire production value is supposed to reflect that.
I feel like I'm making this show very relevant to today because of the challenges in parenting that we are starting to face and understand as we grow older as young adults, seeing how our parents have sacrificed a lot for us and seeing the challenges that they have gone through just to raise us. And I feel like this musical is sort of an appreciation for sacrifices that people make and overall just realizing that no matter what you do or no matter what you say, there will always be somebody there who is listening to you and taking into account what you are saying, and it impacts them greatly.
Okay. A lot of the songs are like, don't think too hard about them. It kind of like makes you go crazy, but they're like really deep, touching songs too. And then there's like songs like Agony, where like it's just funny, but yeah.
It is a dichotomy between the hope that you wish for and the life that you actually live. Um, and the first act is the hope you wish for, and that everybody gets their wish. And then in the second act, we learn maybe it's not always so great to get what you wish for. Careful what you wish for. It's a very great, that's a really great line. And I think it's the undercurrent of the whole show.
Well, I feel like Into the Woods is always changing. It's been around for 32 years, but the costumes are always developing, and so I took a lot of inspiration from the newer Broadway versions, but also the old Broadway versions. And so I don't know. There's a lot of old timey Into the Woods into it, but I liked putting a lot of modern twists on it.
No, this isn't when they shoot the shack because it's literally a family truly affair. And it's not like they're showing anything, just like move. You don't have to move. Okay. Yeah,
So I think from Act One, she's very aloof and she's just like, she's living her fantasy and she's kind of like having questions like, oh, is this like, should I go with this guy? Should I not? But then Act Two, she kind of like has a lot more like, she realizes a lot more things about herself and she like realizes that like relationships aren't perfect, but
I certainly think that in Act One we see Cinderella's possessiveness, and that's like what her character is all about. She can't make a decision no matter what she feels is best for herself. So because of that, we see her often thinking, "Oh, should I do this? Oh, should I do that? Oh, what do I do?" And then she ends up not making a decision a lot of the time. But then in Act Two, she's forced to make some difficult decisions.
I think especially with Into the Woods, the color scheme is really fun, and I liked finding kind of a base color for each character and kind of having it express their character, and like the kind of happy, exciting protagonist characters are very bright colors, and the darker kind of villains of the story are very much dark colors.
Each character has their own specific and individual color scheme. Like Little Red is obviously red. Cinderella has these gold and yellow undertones. And so for Little Red, obviously everything's gonna be red. Her lips, her cheeks. For Cinderella, she's gonna have gold eyeshadow. She's gonna have like a nude lip, and then instead of like a pink or peachy blush, I want her blush to have gold undertones.
I really like the housemaid costume. I don't know why. It's like the skirt is super flowy, so it's fun.
I like them both. This has been a role that I have wanted to play for literally half of my life. So I'm really excited to be able to get to do this because these are costumes and I was like, oh my gosh, one day I'm gonna wear those. And so I'm just really happy to wear something.
I'm David Briggs, the Senior Manager of Vending Machine Services. I started at Carvana 5 years ago. It started with just me.
I think her arc,
jumping into the
it kind of
actual vending
shows
machine and making sure
like
it worked.
figuring yourself out first, I think. Because she doesn't, like, she knows who she is, but she doesn't know what she wants. And I think that's a big thing of who you are. And then following that up into Act 2, she starts to realize, like, the things that she wants. And it just kind of, I think her arc would just symbolize figuring out who you are before figuring out where you fit in, I think.
Robot that was delivered down the corridor.
You know, I definitely agree. Especially because, like, one of our literal lines is, well, then how can you know who you are until you know what you want, which you don't? So it's definitely a journey of self-discovery.
Doing that. I think Sondheim's role in giving Act 2 sort of a darker twist is kind of the consequences to your actions, being like ungrateful for what you have, I believe, and not taking into full account that the sacrifices that are made, and just you having to take the good with the bad. Because at the end of the musical, everybody is just so kind of content, and they're just, you know what, it's okay if these mistakes happen because it helps us learn more in the future. So it's just a continuous life lesson of no matter what you do, there may always be bad and somebody may always be against you, but you have to be there for yourself. Okay.
If I have to be completely honest, it's working with the cast. We have a we have such a diverse cast full of all kinds of people, and they're all so fun to work with. And rehearsals can get pretty rowdy, but I mean, that's just one of my favorite parts of working with these people.
It's been really fun. I like having multiple parts and being able to be included in more scenes than I thought I would be.
I find it enjoyable that as a freshman I get to like start off easy.
literally an icon. She's honest about her own moral character, which none of the other characters are, because the other characters are like, I'm a hero, I'm such a good person, and then they're not. But she's up front. She's just like, I'm not nice.
Playing an actual villain, I guess. Well, yeah, you're depicted as more evil or whatever. But it's my first time, and I'm having fun with it. Honestly, I'm learning to be more like evil and just giving people little evil stares, or just standing differently. And the smallest things do change when your character is just slightly different. But I'm having fun with it so far.
I think it's really fun because it's a bit different than being the sort of stereotypical good person, because I get to decide what level of meanness I want to portray at that moment.
I love Last Midnight. And then also the blocking and choreography is super cool and it makes me really happy.
Okay.
Hands down, No One Is Alone.
I think my favorite song is probably Moments in the Woods.
Definitely either No More or It Takes Two.
Definitely Stay With Me. Yeah, that song's just great, but I have like a really cool connection with that song.
My favorite part so far is the opening prologue because it is completely dark on stage. You hear the Once Upon a Time and then all the music starts playing and you see all the characters come out, and that's my favorite part so far, but it might change.
I think Justify the Beans is by far one of my favorites because it's one of the first openings to like sacrificing it.
I would honestly probably Your Fall into Last Midnight. Like that whole little sequence right there. It's so good. It's great staging and the music's so great, and I'm just really excited for that part.
Oh, it's a really hard question because I love a lot of it. I think one of my favorite... I have two. I think one of my favorite parts of the show is getting to sing my song with Joey, who's playing the mysterious man and the narrator. It's our father-son duet. It's called No More, and it's just really emotional and it's really powerful.
One of the dramatic moments in the second act has the witch, I don't want to give too much away, but the witch is having regrets and anger, and it's a very powerful scene, and it's been choreographed by Twyla and directed by Milo in such a way that it is so powerful. It's turning out to be so far my favorite moment.